welcome back to another video. So as per my track day with the Kyosho, we said we'd get some new carbon towers for it, which is kind of handy, as after filming I did a few more laps and that happened. So totally not fault of the car, it was me. Basically it came on boost down the straight, hit a bump, did a massive wheelie and cartwheel, and then the rear tower basically caught the piping on the track and ripped it off. But you know, this is the first time I've broke a rear tower, so the actual stock towers are pretty tough, to be honest, on the Kyosho. But we have a solution. So Mr. Kyosho UK himself, Carlos Marsden, has sent me a rather nice packet of carbon fibre shock towers, and also we've got some of these little spacers in here which apparently go in the back of the car, and you can kind of space the tower backwards and forwards to sort of angle the shocks apparently. So we'll have a look at that. So we'll get these unpackaged and yeah, then start pulling the car apart and get these fitted up, and then sort of show you the differences versus the stock ones. Right, here are the KM towers. So here's the rear tower. Yeah, these are really nice quality, really shiny, nice carbon. And you'll see there, if it focuses, we've got half hole adjustments on the tower now, which is cool. So that's the rear tower. Then we've got the front tower, which is really nice and thick and beefy. That looks about 5-6 mil to me, without getting the calipers out. So that's a nice thick strong front tower, so that should be able to survive the punishment. Then we've got these two braces. So these are different thicknesses depending on how you want to space the tow. You can either run both of them here, or just the thinner one, or just the thicker one, like that. So no, they look amazing. So thanks, Carl, for these. I did pay for them, by the way. This isn't a sponsored video, but yeah, there we go. So we'll get these bolted on the car and get the car stripped down, broken bits off, and see what they look like when they're fitted. Right, so just a little tip before we put these carbon towers on the car. What we're going to do is seal the edges. So you can see here where it's a bit shiny, I've put some super glue on it. So this is this particular brand is just the FF Racing stuff, which is a bit thicker than the usual stuff, which is helpful. So what I've got here is just a piece of lock wire, and you can hopefully see there's a bit of glue on the edge. And then what we'll do is just basically rub that on like so, and then basically go around the whole of the tower like that. So you don't want to put too much glue on, so just a thin little drop on the end of the wire like so, and then we'll carry on down like that. I've seen people use cotton buds and stuff before, but then, you know, they kind of clog up quite quick. But this being wire is fine, and you can obviously just cut another piece off and do it like that. So we'll carry on with the rest of the tower and let that dry, and that'll basically stop it delaminating if you have a rollover or what have you, and makes it look a bit smarter as it sort of goes black and shiny, which is cool. You can put a couple of layers on, wet sand it down if you want, and get it really, really shiny, but it's up to you how much prep you want to put in, really. That's those all done now, so we just chuck the driver in the vise, as you can see, just let those dry. Might put another coat on and then give it a bit of a sand and just see how shiny we can get it. But it looks good. You can sort of see the difference there. I'll just grab a standard part and sort of show you side by side, really. So there's the kind of stock part, you know, that hasn't had the super glue on the edges versus the other ones there. So anyway, that's that bit done. So we'll put a couple more coats on and we'll look at bolting them up on the car. Right, so the next step, I've just got some what's this, 2500 wet and dry. So just going to go over the edges, just smooth that down, and then I'm just going to give it a polish up with some auto. So this is quite aggressive regarding polishes, so it should take out a few of the smoother bits. Then we'll give it a shine up and see what it comes up like. But I'll just give it a light sand, as you can see there, and then we'll just give it a bit of a polish up. So there we go. So after a bit of a polish, that's come up pretty nice. It's got a bit of a shine on it, which looks pretty cool. So we'll get the front tower sort of sanded and polished, and then go from there. If you, like I say, if you really wanted to go for it, you could probably put a couple more layers of super glue on there just to build that up, and then sort of, again, you know, wet sand it and polish it to get it super shiny and sort of deeper looking. But that looks pretty good to me. So certainly loads better than the how it comes out of standard, and obviously it'll make the towers last longer as well. So we'll get the front done, and we'll go and grab the car, get them bolted on. Right, that's the rear tower all prepped and had a bit of a polish up, as you can see, so it's come up pretty good. It's not 100% perfect, but you know, it's certainly good enough. You could spend blooming hours on that, getting that, you know, super glossy and nice, but it looks darn sight better than it was. So anyways, stop me waffling. Gonna get the wrenches out and get the wing off, wing mounts, shock bolts, and get that all removed. And then I've been speaking to Carlos, and he was saying just run the 2mm one. This needs cleaning and polishing, as you can see. It's a little bit white, so it just needs sanding and polishing up. So we're going to put this spacer in just there, and then obviously get the tower bolted up, but I'll show you it all done in a moment. So that's the old broken tower removed, and then we've got the nice carbon one on here. So we've got the 2mm spacer sandwiched here. Bolt wise they're okay, but obviously if you run the 4mm space, you'll need to run a slightly longer bolt, so you get sort of full engagement there. And regarding shock position, we're going to go third up on the tower, which will stick that basically right bang in the middle there. And then wing wise, we're going to go with the lowest wing setting there. So we'll get the shock bolts slotted in there like so, and then all the necessary hardware put on, get the shocks on, get the wing mat on, and I'll show you finished. Well, that's the rear anyway. Ta-da! There we go. There's the rear done. That looks pretty awesome, if you ask me, with the stainless hardware and everything. So there we go. Now onto the front one. So we'll get this one sanded and polished, and then get that bolted on the front there. And again, I'll check the settings Carl recommended on the shock positions, and go from there. So there's the front tower all prepped and done. So yeah, looks all right. Bit of a shine to it, which is pretty cool. So now we'll get it all stripped down and get it done. Oh, by the way, I did cheat a bit. I did use my polishing wheel just to speed the process up, but you can do it by hand if you want. But this is just, obviously you've got this in the workshop, so just gave it a good polish up on there with the auto sole, just to get that kind of nice shine on it. So there we go. Right, time to get the spanners out, and or wrenches even, and get this done. There we are, that's the front all done now. So just had to change a couple of little bits on it. So you need 2 countersunk bolts underneath. So I used M3x10 countersunks, M3x10 on the top, as this tower's a little bit thicker than the stock one, and just ran some longer bolts through the top there as well, again, because due to the thickness of that. But that's about all you need to do, and it all bolts up and looks very nice indeed. So I'll get the body on and do some glamour shots. There we go. So there we go, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I think we've hopefully, by when the time this video comes out, we'll hit 100 subscribers in a week, which is awesome. So thanks everybody for your support with this new channel, so really appreciate it, and hopefully we can keep going, and it'd be awesome to get to 1,000 next, but maybe we'll have 500 as the next target. But there we go, so there's the Kyosho all finished. So it looks really cool. So big thanks to Carl Marsden for all his help and advice. And if you did want to buy a set of these carbon towers for your RB7, just go to Carl Marsden RC, which is a Facebook page for all his RC stuff. Drop him a message on there, and I'm sure we'll get in touch and be able to sort you out with a pair of these. But they look awesome. So thanks very much. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you next time, guys.